Jeff, and out front now, Chief Strategist and Communications Director for the Republican National Committee, Sean Spicer, and Brad Woodhouse, the president of Correct the Record, which is a pro-Hillary Clinton super PAC. Okay, you are well matched. Brad, let me start with you.
Sure.
You just heard Jeff Zeleny reporting, right? He said after about a month, he said this is the 28th day, Clinton was under pressure to take questions from the media. You know, the Washington Post had a clock counting the minutes, and she'd answered a press question. The network morning shows all covered it. Let me just play their leads today.
The other big question seems to be when Hillary Clinton will take questions from the press.
Clinton is keeping her distance from the press, avoiding questions for the past 3 weeks.
She actually hasn't answered a question from a reporter in 28 days now, despite the fact that she is followed by a pack of journalists everywhere she goes.
Brad, why did she have to be pressured? Why not take reporter questions for a month?
Well, first of all, I don't think she was pressured into doing it. I think she made a strategic decision to do it. The interesting thing about that package you just showed, Aaron,
yes,
is that it was just reporters that were carping about her not taking questions. I haven't seen a single voter interviewed saying, oh, my God, she's not taking questions from the press. She is out there talking to real people. Saw a column yesterday by a journalist here in Washington who said, who cares if she's talking to real people? I was amazed, Aaron, that there's this sense that a politician is only accountable to the press and not to the voters. I've been very impressed with her campaign, very impressed with her ability to go out and there engage with the voters. And by the way, the countdown clocks or the count-up clocks can be cut off now because she did take questions from the press today.
She did take a few. Sean, do you buy that answer? You must at least respect it. I'm sure you'd be giving the same answer if it was your candidate in the same position.
Of course he would.
I don't think I'd feel a little embarrassed, to be honest with you. I think, frankly, the idea that answering questions from the press becomes breaking news that people have to stop and interrupt is kind of sad when it looks at what their campaign is. Further, I do think I take issue with the idea that she's talking to real voters. As Jeff pointed out in the package that the piece that he did before, there's no real interaction. Everything down to the crudité that she has to have and the water is all scripted. It is a made-for-Hollywood campaign where every interaction she has is with people that were pre-chosen, with questions that were pre-asked and answers that have been vetted.
They were pre-screened.
So
That's
I think this is the fakest thing that's going on.
So Brad, let me ask you this point about the emails, though, because one of the reasons that the press had a lot of questions was because there are a lot of questions that she needs to answer, which she acknowledged today, right? She says, I want those emails out there. But let me put this fundamental question to you, Brad, which I still don't think has been answered, which is she wants the emails out, but these are emails that she and her team self-selected, right? She's admitted she deleted a whole bunch of other ones, and it's sort of a, trust me, they were about yoga and my daughter's wedding. But how is anyone ever going to know?
Well, I mean, but Aaron, you could ask the same question of every person who's ever been in the federal government. Every person who archives emails in the federal government gets to decide what they archive and what they don't archive. She shouldn't be held.
That's not true.
Sean, it is absolutely true.
I've worked in the federal government, Brad, and that's not true. It
has been fact-checked over and over again. She had an obligation to turn over what she believed were work-related emails. She turned over 55,000 emails. And by the way, she's the one saying, release them, release them, release them. What is the Benghazi committee doing? They're politicizing this issue. They want to drag it out all the way up to the election because they want to do what the terrible and awful clown show of Republican candidates can't do on the other side. They want to try to defeat her.
The reality is that she personally chose the emails that she wanted and then printed them out on paper. There's no electronic trail. There's no forensic accountability to this. And then she deleted the server. I mean, this is unbelievable that she's basically saying, of course she wants them out. They're the hand-picked emails that she printed out on paper and handed over 55,000 pages of them and said, just read these. Trust me, there's nothing in them.
Well, 1 second,
Brad,
Aaron.
What's your response?
Just a news flash for Sean. What he just described is exactly what Jeb Bush did as governor of the state of Florida. He had a private email server in his office. He decided which emails that he turned over to archives. He did it years after he was required to by law, and the rest of the emails he classified as personal, and he did not turn over. This is not. Look,
I like the
you
fact
may want to argue about. You may want to argue about the issue,
my man. Don't bring up the issue. First, you talk about. You're going to talk about her being honest and open.
I'm
going to
Sean,
argue
finish your question, then Brad
to talk about being transparent.
Well,
I think the idea that she's out there talking about how transparent she is, and then Brad shifts the subject. They can't answer the question. Where's the server? Why isn't it turned over? Where are the rest of the emails? There's a lot of questions. The idea that Brad uses the phrase newsflash when she won't talk to the press is a little ironic, by the way. You're talking about newsflash. Talk to the news.
Sean, she has met the obligation that she had under the law. These are look. You want to change the laws if the press isn't happy with the laws.
That she met the obligation. The reason that people don't trust the Clintons is because they set their own standard. They can't be trusted.
Republican,
they decide what rules.
Republican
they decide what they're going to follow.
Sean, finish, and then I will give Brad the last word. Go ahead, Sean.
Right. I just think the bottom line is this. The Clintons decide what rules they're going to follow, how they're going to follow them, and then tell everyone else that's all you get. The reality is that we're a nation of laws. We've got rules that everybody follows. Nobody's above them. And the reason that people don't trust Hillary Clinton is because she picks and chooses what she will follow, not what the rules are for everyone else.
Brad, final word.
Aaron, here's the problem for Sean in that last comment, is that they have gone after this for 6 weeks or a month. The Benghazi Committee has the Republicans in the Benghazi Committee have consistently leaked this information. It hadn't damaged her in the polls. She's in good shape in the primary. She's in good shape in the general election. And before it's over with, Republicans are going to have 20 Republican candidates all at 5% in the polls. That's what's going on their side, and that's why they want to focus on Hillary Clinton.
All right. Well, I will leave it there. Thank you both very much.
We will not have a coronation. That's true.
I'll look forward to a rematch. Thanks to both. And out front next.